Hi, this is Todd with ESOTERIC Car Care. Today we're going to be talking about mobile detailing. Okay, mobile detailing. That actually is a pretty vague description of what goes on, and there's a lot of different levels to that. And what we're going to be talking about here is going to be a little bit different than what most people understand as mobile detailing, but having said that, there's going to be a lot of similarities in it. For us, when we're doing mobile detailing, it usually means jumping on an airplane, flying off somewhere, working on a full collection or a handful of cars, and we've got a good opportunity for you to kind of follow along in our travels and kind of see what goes into it. You know, you've seen the pictures and stuff. You see the glamorous side of it, but what goes on behind the scenes to make it all happen? There are a lot of things that you have to consider when you're going on a mobile detailing job. You know you're going to have limited amount of space for all your stuff. So, you know, we can't just take the entire shop here, pack it into a couple of boxes or suitcases and bring it along. So we have to be very selective of what we're bringing. We know that we're going to be doing a lot of laundry, and we're going to be washing a lot of pads. And finally, you need to make sure that you've got your systems in place. If you're the type of detailer that chooses from 5 different compounds and a handful of different polishes and all, you're going to be in a tough position when you want to do a job like this. You need to have a solid system that's going to work consistently across all kind of paint types. We go into this, we know we have 6 brand new cars that we're going to have to do heavy work on. Some of those cars we've never worked on that paint before, so we don't know going into it exactly what it's going to take, but we've got so much confidence in our system that we have put together that we can go in there and work on any of those cars and get consistent results every single time. It's a really neat opportunity for this video because we get the opportunity to discuss some of the things that are going to be common with mobile detailing, but a little bit different spin on it because it's collection management detailing, and we're jumping on a plane and we're flying across the United States to get all this done. So stick with us, enjoy some of the stuff that we're about to show you throughout our travels. And then once we're all done, I'm sure you're going to have some questions and comments. Make sure and leave it at the end. But for the meantime, we're going to break. We've got a flight to catch. So we're going to get all packed up and we're going to head out and have you follow along with us. So stay tuned. Okay, we've made it to our final destination here. We've gone through a lot to get here. There's a lot of packing and preparation before we get ready to leave. We literally sit down and list out all the different items that we think we will need for a trip of this magnitude. As you can tell, we've got a lot of cars here, and these aren't all the cars that we're actually working on while we're here. There are plenty more. So with that, we need to make sure that we are fully prepared, have everything that we can possibly need. We literally, with 3 of us, came here with 6 big cases full of stuff, and we shipped some stuff ahead of time as well, because we know we're going to be going through a lot of pads, a lot of towels. We're going to be cleaning things at the end of every single night. You know, when we first started, coming on trips like this, we would simply stay at a hotel. But then you have the expenses that you're going out to eat every single meal, and it's not really easy cleaning pads and towels on a daily basis. So by getting a house, it's a little bit more expensive up front, but we just get groceries, eat for the week, a lot cheaper than we would otherwise. So that makes it a little bit easier. When we first got here, we take everything out of the bags. We make sure that we're not missing anything. In case we are, we can get back hold of the office and have them next day air some items to us. So we get everything laid out, and then we do our best to try to keep that organized throughout the entire week. And it's not like we're back at the shop where we know everything has a specific spot for it. So we want to try to keep everything, let it finish up where it started out. We know where to go grab it. It'll save us a lot of time in the process. Another thing we have to consider when we're on a trip like this is dust control. I mean, look around. You don't want to get dust all over all the woodwork inside the facility here. So what that means is we have to change up how we're handling things with our pads. With our Meguiar's microfiber cutting disc, for instance, those like to stay clean. Well, normally if we're in the shop, we blow it out with compressed air. Can't do that here. We have access to compressed air, no problem, but we end up making a big mess. So what that means is we're taking a brush, we're brushing things out, and we're going through pads a lot quicker than what we normally would. Because of that, that means we have more pads to clean every single night when we get done with this, and keep rotating them through. So dust control is really important with the cleanliness of the place. The last thing that we want to do is leave here and have created a mess that somebody else has to take care of. We want to make sure and we watch after all that. For this, we know that we're going to come in, most everything that we're doing here, we're going to be using a microfiber cutting disc for compounding and either a yellow or white Rupus pad for finish polishing or one steps as we need it. And then we've got one compound, we've got one polish. But having said that, we still want to bring something extra just in case we run into an issue. Case in point, this brand new ZL1 1LE here. When it was brand new, apparently it had sat outside of the dealership, had some water sitting on it, and caused some pretty severe water etching. Fortunately, Dan and Alfredo were smart enough to throw in some Surbuff pads and some M100 compound for that extra cut, just in case we need it. It's not something that we use all the time, but we know exactly how it works. Just to kind of recap what we're talking about, you got to prepare for your travel. You got to pack what you need, and you got limitations of how much stuff that you can bring. You want to make sure that you've got a solid system of processes, polishes, and pads and tools, because you just can't bring it all, and you don't want to be stopping and trying to figure out a system on every single car. If you got a good consistent system, it's going to work regardless of the car and paint type. And as you can see in here, there are a lot of different paint types that we have to deal with. Keeping yourself organized while you're on the job, it's going to save yourself a lot of time, save yourself a lot of headache. You have to make sure that you're not leaving a mess in the area that you're working, whether it be the floors or furniture or anything else. There might be other cars that you're not touching. You don't want to cause a mess on those either. And then make sure that you've got a good system put in place for being able to maintain your tools while you're here. Pads need to be cleaned daily. Towels need to be cleaned daily. You don't have an unlimited supply when you're out on the road. So by doing all those different things, it's going to help the week go, or however long you're there, go a little bit easier. We are here for a week. We have 20 some cars that we're going to be working on in the process. A handful of those are going to be heavy correction, some are going to be one steps, some are just basic maintenance cleanups, stuff that we've polished over the years, and we're just coming back to maintain. But it's an awful lot of work to get done in a short period of time. Having said that, we'll take a break here. We'll get you back over to the house for a little bit of follow-up. Okay, here we are on day 5, I think it is. It's been a very long week. We've worked on a tremendous amount of cars. We've done paint correction on 9 vehicles this week. We've got most of them coated. I think we're down to one more coating tomorrow, and about another dozen cars that we have to go through some basic maintenance and coating maintenance. And then we are done with our trip. Part of the mobile detailing, particularly if you're out doing collection detailing like we are, it is very, very long days. Starts first thing in the morning, work all day, come back, you have the maintenance on all your gear, and then you have to run your business as well. It's about 9 p.m. here. We're all extremely tired and looking forward to finishing up one more day, but we'll have plenty of good information and videos and pictures and stuff to share with everybody once we are completely done. So having said that, we'll sign off. Gonna finish up, get packed up, fly home Sunday, back in the office bright and early Monday morning. But from here, I'll throw it back to our office, some final thoughts on mobile detailing, And as always, we definitely like to hear your comments, any questions that you may have for us. So we'll sign off, head back to the office. All right, that was a very intense week that we just had. Hopefully you got to learn a little bit more about what we go through on trips like this. It's a lot of planning and prep leading up to it. It's constant planning and organizing while we're there. And then there's a lot of follow-up work and everything that when we're done from it. So hopefully you enjoyed it. I know even though it was a lot of work for us, it's very enjoyable. We consider ourselves very fortunate to have customers like that. We build these relationships with these type of customers over the years. You know, there's a trust factor that comes in it. And what we're doing is we are sharing a passion with them. We're not working for them. We are sharing a passion with them. You know, whenever they call and they need us to come in, we stop what we're doing and we go in and make it happen. So hopefully you enjoyed it. For those of you that are currently doing mobile detailing or want to do mobile detailing, although it's in a little bit different setting, hopefully you got some ideas and some realizations maybe you didn't think about before. As always, you know, if you've got any more questions or comments, leave it in the comment section below. You know, we like going in and answering what's there, and our other viewers, you know, they get something about other questions people ask as well. So don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, because as always, we're constantly updating with new videos on detailing tips, tools, and techniques. For Esoteric Car Care, I'm Todd Cooperrider. Thanks, and we'll see you again next time.